Hello, and today I would like to tell you about a very special country. It's called United States of America. I am currently making my TV dinner, and when it is done, I shall go and retrieve it. But until that time, I would like to talk to you about the power of American politics in the 21st century and how we can make America even better. Some people may say that America needs to be made great again. Clearly, they don't understand that it's not possible for America to become bad. America is the only good nation ever because it is the only one with freedom. Let's see. Today we're going to talk about America and why it is the best country. See, back in 1776, God from the Bible came down and told a bunch of Americans called George Washington and his Sons of Liberty about the future country that would become America. He told them about how they would be the only good country of all time and introduced them to freedom, liberty, justice, and even better, guns. Lots and lots of guns for free. In fact, it used to be that you could buy a gun for free at any gun store. They protected their rights by shooting anyone who tried to take their guns away. That is what America is about. Killing people because they tried to take your guns away. The American dream. That and shooting them at brown people. I straight up don't like brown people. They're not the same skin color as me. But I digress. So what happened next was that George Washington, he looked up to God and he said, God, thank you for these blessings. I shall use them to create your country. And then God said, do it. Oh, I hear it. Over there, my microwave meal is ready. Excuse me while I retrieve it. I may continue to tell you the story, and if it's really low volume and hard to understand, please keep that in mind. Ah, yes. My microwave meal. Yet another invention made in America. Of course, some people say that things aren't really made by Americans. They're made by native immigrants. Of course, I would say it ain't really an immigrant if they're an American. Some people disagree. I don't know. Some people say that there were Native Americans here first, and I say that's not possible. There's no way that a white guy would take away rights from a brown person. Brown people don't got rights. Except for my friend, of course, John Redcorn. He's pretty cool. He helps my wife out multiple times a day. She has a back problem. So, what happened next was that a bunch of British people invaded America. They tried to take our tea, which is actually a good thing now that I think about it. I'm not really sure why George Washington will be protecting a woman's drink. But they tried to take their tea, and of course, Americans, being as perfect as we are, defeated them in a complete rout with absolutely no casualties on the American side throughout the entire Revolutionary War. There was that one time that guy Benedict Cumberbatch, he defected over to the British side, but I'm pretty sure I saw him talking to a queer guy at one time on the TV. I don't know how they had TV shows back then, but apparently they did, because I've seen multiple television programs involving George Washington, the second son of Christ, doing various things. In fact, I'm pretty sure I saw a movie starring Mel Gibson, the best actor of all time, for his greatest role as Jesus, and then as another person in the Revolutionary War, which Jesus would have supported, because Jesus was a gun nut, and I can prove it in part 2 of this video coming right now. So the war was going on strong, and of course, like I said, the Americans were perfect in every way, and they defeated the British, who are not perfect in any way. So it was going along fine. They were winning victory after victory, not losing a single soldier, never losing a single battle. And that's when this man, and his name is Benjamin Franklin, he comes up with a great idea. He says, "Hey, George Washington, check this out." And he puts a key on a kite, and he sends the kite outside, and electricity hits the kite, and it travels down to the key, proving that there is electricity in thunder. And George Washington says, "That's amazing. Let's invent the light bulb." And Benjamin Franklin says, "Yes, George Washington, we shall invent the light bulb post haste." I'm not sure what post haste means, but that's what I saw in the documentary on Fox News. Then, of course, they create the light bulb, which then, of course, lets them create the next thing, the atomic bomb. And they nuked the British people back to Africa where they came from. That's a little rundown on why we celebrate the 4th of July. It's the day when Africa was nuked to hell. Our next story is about another great war that America won, Vietnam. Some people might say that Vietnam was not won by America, but that is in itself impossible because America cannot fail. Just ask Ronald Reagan, the third son of God. It was a long time ago. We had just finished killing every single Korean when our Lord and Savior, Donald Trump, said, "Hey, I know. Why don't we go and invade another country that's not good because it's not America?" And of course, Richard Nixon, the fourth son of God, he said, "Yes, let's do it. Everything I say is right, and I'm not a criminal because criminals are not rich." It was a wonderful war. Over 16 Rambo movies were made per year. Arnold Schwarzenegger became American right on the spot. He changed where he was born to America because he loves this country so much, as any sane person would. My, what a marvelous war. We even took some of their women and turned them into proper white Americans. Just like that, what's that Furby movie? That Furby movie with the little brown thing that turns into the little monster? The one made up by the Jew? Oh, that's right. That's called Goblins. Yes. Just like in Goblins, the white man is given power by the Asian man. This is clearly to represent exactly what happened to Vietnam, where after America killed every single Vietnamese person, they then replaced them with white Americans. And if you don't believe me, have you ever seen a Vietnam person? If yes, what color is their skin? I rest my case. I have to be careful about what I say, though. The FBI is on to me. I'm the only person in America who knows that Vietnamese people are actually Americans. And the Vietnam vets that are running the FBI, they're on my ass. I can hear them outside every single day. I looked outside and I saw a black van outside. I went over and I started bashing it with a crowbar so they leave. Of course, a couple of angry Mexicans stepped out and punched me in the face and then took off. It's crazy. They've actually got Mexican immigrants in the FBI now. This is a great country, and I'm excited that another Independence Day is coming upon us. It reminds us of that wonderful film, Independence Day, which is the third movie in which Will Smith punched an alien. It is also a movie where Bill Pullman is president, and I think that's pretty cool. Last time I checked, presidents were supposed to be handsome actor types, like Ronald Reagan, who is perfect and should never be questioned about any of his criminal activity. Like I said, no criminal can be rich. Okay, can you see? By guns are really light. So proudly we hail from the twilight's last gleaming. This brought so dirt skies, pretty parallel and less light. What so proudly we hailed from the twilight's last gleaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting up there, gave proof through that fight that our flag was somewhere. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the Braves. That's a joke for baseball fans. What a great anthem to remind us all about the time that we won the war again. Some people say that America is a country of peace. I say, if America's a country of peace, why did I shoot a deer yesterday? No, my friends, life is an endless cycle of warfare carried out by men against men. Of course, some people say that that's a bad thing. If I say it's a bad thing, how come every single warrior who's ever died has gone to heaven? It's true. Once you get up there, God being that you follow God's rules in the Bible exactly to the letter and hate your life as He commands, you will see. All of them are up there. Genghis Khan. Man, I'd even say that Alexander the Great would be there. No man ever called great didn't go to heaven. It's a very strange thing in America, what's happening these days. There seems to be a high rise of people thinking for themselves. At least they think they do. If they were really thinking for themselves, they would already come to the conclusion that the Republican Party is always right. That's the only opinion that makes any sense. I mean, have they ever heard the entire literary works of Rush Limbaugh, who is the sixth son of God? Right behind Trump, who actually is God from the Bible, come down to earth to relieve us of our sins and our cash. Anyway, that was a great TV dinner. I shall now wash it down with my gigantic Slim Jim. It's not just slim, it's savage size. So meaty, it's savage. Snap into a Slim Jim, brother. And remember, a great American hero, Randy Savage, this 4th of July. Only American heroes we're talking about tomorrow. That means Mel Gibson, who is the greatest actor of all time. Randy Savage, one of the best macho men of all time. Hulkamania, another great actor for his role in Rocky III. What are some other great Americans you know about? Leave them in the comments below. If you're wrong, I will ban you from my channel. Because you will have revealed yourself to be CIA spies. No CIA spy could ever really love an American hero. Ah, yes, meaty goodness. As a proper American, I make sure that I have meat in all 3 of my daily meals and at least 2 of my 6 snacks. So I was hanging out inside my house one day, and my son, I catch him with this video device, and it's called Nintendo 3DS. And I say, give me that, son. I'm taking your 3DS. So he starts to get all mad, and he's like, Dad, why did you take my 3DS? And I said, son, one day you're going to learn the power of real hardship and fighting for your rights in this country. I said, you want the right to your 3DS entertainment system? You better come and take it. Well, I think I made my son snap a little bit there, because apparently I had been doing something that the what's her face, the talking lady that they made me go to after the court case. They made me go to a lady to talk to me and then talk about me. She would not shut up. I don't know why she was talking with the gender she had, but whatever. So, apparently I was doing something called abusing him by consistently taking away his belongings and also berating him, which I don't even understand. He's a man. How could he be berated? But I digress. So he snapped, and he got really mad at me, and he said, fine, I'm going to take back my rights the way our forefathers did. And he goes into my gun cabinet, which I always have unlocked just in case I need to shoot more than one intruder. And he pulls out my fully automatic AK-47 that I stole off a Russian soldier in the middle of the battles of Vietnam that I was in. Don't ask where I was. I can't tell you. It's secret. But I had an AK-47. I took it from the president of Russia, Gorbachev himself. And he points it at me and he says, Dad, you're gonna give me my Nintendo 3DS back, and also my bed sheets while you're at it, and maybe even my pillow if you would be so inclined. And I said, son, you put that gun down now. You have no idea how to use it, which is my fault, I admit. After this, I'll teach you how to use the gun. So I gave him back his 3DS, and it was a good lesson learned indeed. My son grew as a man there to that day. He realized that when somebody takes away things, the only way to get them back is with violence and hatred. That is what America is all about. That's what the Revolutionary War is about, and people will not stop talking about the Revolutionary War as if everyone involved was perfect. Therefore, that must be the lesson, right? After all, if every single time somebody talked about Hitler, they said he was fantastic, then he must be fantastic, just like everything that happened during that war. Hell, I watched Fox News, and they straight up said that Donald Trump won the war in 1776, which must be true because Fox News would never lie. Unlike that CNN, where they said that the sky was blue one day, and clearly it's not because CNN said it. They're just trying to make the sky look blue to confuse me. A lot of people were wondering where the Hank of the Hill show came from and where it went. Well, I'm here to tell you. There whatever was a Hank of the Hill show, it was called King of the Hill, you dumbasses. Caught you in 18K, as the children say these days. I saw that on Tickin' Talkin', which I'm not sure why it's called that. Does it have something to do with clocks? Can somebody actually please tell me in the comments below, what is Tickin' Talkin'? Is it like clock related? Why is it ticking and talking? Like that's the sound a clock makes when it goes around in a circle. Is it something to do with time? Is it like TikTok Tickin' Talkin' is a social media about time keeping? Is it like it's a race? I'm so confused. And my son, he says, no, Daddy, it's a reference to Kesha, except spelled with a $sign. And I say, son, that's really stupid. I'm going to have to take away your Nintendo 3DS. The next topic I'd like to talk about is my neighbor Hank Hill. I've been hearing strange things going on over there lately. Every now and again, I hear his son Bobby woofing, and I have to think, did they get a new dog? Is something happening with their other dog, Ladybird? I don't know what was going on. So one day, I get out my night vision scope on my sniper rifle, and I looked through it into the house to see what the son was doing. This crazy kid, he was putting on some kind of animal pelt that I think he might have killed out in the woods, but he did something weird to it because this one was all blue and brown. It was like a cartoon character or something. And he put on this giant head, and he turned on his game camera, and he said, "Hello everyone, it's me." Except he said it kind of more like this. He was like, "It's me. I am the fairy now." And it was weird, and the next day, I go over to Hank Hill's house, and I knock on his door, and I tell him what I seen happen that night before. Hank Hill got so mad that he said, he ran over to his son, and he said this. He said, "God dang it, Bobby, that's the last straw. I told you if you were going to become a furry, I'd have no choice but to put you down." And so he did. He took out his weird syringe of clear liquid, and he injected it into his own son's head. I thought that was a little strange, because I didn't exactly know what was going on at the time. But then I come out to find out that his son was a pedophile who was interested in animals. And now I understand. That was the right thing to do. Another great lesson from Uncle Dale. If you know a fairy in your life, commit murder. It's okay to kill them. They're not humans like us. What a great day that was. I got over 2.5 blowjobs from my wife that night. She seemed a little distracted, though. She was on her new cellular device talking to that John Redcorn. She was saying something I couldn't hear because I had a blindfold and also earmuffs on. But she must have been saying something to him. I heard something like hide the evidence, which makes me a little suspicious. Maybe they might be in the FBI. It would all make sense at that point. That would explain what my wife and John Redcorn have been doing every single day. They've been spying on me and tell the FBI about that time that I sold those organs on the black market. Oops. FBI, if you're watching this video, disregard that last bit. It was a comedic joke. I was making humor. It was just a prank, bro. So I'm standing outside Hank's house, drinking beers with them, just watching the day go by. And then Boomhauer, he comes running over and he's like, God, and he's like, "God dang it, you dumb man out there, man. Talking about dang old man. I'm talking about seeing the crazy stuff, man. I'm talking about boom, man. I'll go right down and falling over, man. That's giant ass man. Come over here. Talking about dang old 6 arms, man. Talking about he had 6 arms." And I'm like, well, and actually, I was like, first I was going to say something, but then Hank Hill, he's like, "Quiet down, Boomhauer. Tell us what happened." And Boomhauer, he just went up into another frenzy. He's like, "God dang, talking about dang old man, talking about it, man, talking about dang old Stephen King, man, dang old you'll float too, man, Bobby, and dang old float too, man." And I said, "What? It? You mean like the Stephen King novel turned famous film franchise?" And he said, "Dang old, yeah, man, dang." And I thought that was mighty strange. So we ran over to where he showed us, and there it was. It was Pennywise the Clown in real life. And I said, "God dang." And I took out my shotgun that I happened to have on me at the time. I sawed it down really small, so it's basically just like a little pistol now, and I blasted him. Turned out he was the principal of Bobby's school.